So good afternoon. In the previous lecture, we have discussed about basic formulations of quantum mechanics, and we have also discussed the physical interpretation of wave function. And we have seen that though the wave function or the representation of a wave function, that is psi, is a complex quantity, but if I write psi star psi, that means the product of psi and its complex conjugate, then this quantity becomes a real finite quantity, and we call that as probability density. We call it as probability density. That means if we consider a particle moving in any arbitrary direction, a particle is moving in any arbitrary direction, and in its path, if we place a small volume, say d tau, then psi star psi d tau represents the probability of finding that particle within this small volume. And we know probability is always bounded between 0 to 1. So it is a real finite value. So psi star psi d tau is the probability of finding the particle within this small volume. And if we assume the particle is moving along a particular direction, suppose the particle is going along y direction only, then if we consider a small length dy, say, then psi star psi dy is the probability of finding that particle within this small length dy. So these quantities represent probability. Therefore, if I divide it by volume or length or area, we get probability density, psi star psi. So let us understand it with a numerical problem. Suppose a particle is confined to move along y direction, and its wave function is, say, psi y. We are saying the particle is moving along y direction only. Therefore, the wave function here, the space dependent wave function is only written as psi y equals to, say, its value is root 3y. Okay. So here we assume the particle is confined to move along y direction only, and its wave function is this. So we have to find out the probability of finding the particle. We have to find out the probability of finding the particle between. So we have to find probability in finding the particle within y equal to, say, 0.35 and y equal to 0.45. Okay, that means small length dy is supplied here. Dy is from 0.35 to 0.45. We have to find out the probability of finding the particle. So this is our psi. Now, complex conjugate means if the quantity is a complex, that means it consists of I, then I will be replaced by minus I. All the other quantities remain constant, remain same. So here we observe that there is no complex conjugate, there is no imaginary quantity here. Therefore, its complex conjugate will be same as its normal value. It means it will be same. Therefore, what will be our psi star psi dy? Psi star psi dy will be just 3y square, root 3y into root 3y. So it will be only 3y square. Therefore, what I require? We require to find out this psi star psi dy within this limit. This is our limit. So what we want? We want psi star psi dy between 0.35 to 0.45 that we require. Okay, so that thing we require. Remember, psi star psi d tau or psi star psi dy in this case for all space must be 1 because the particle must be found anywhere in this universe. So if I consider all space, then probability must be unity. But here, a particular range is supplied. So within that range, what is the probability of finding that particle? Therefore, just integrate it. So it will be 0.35 to 0.45. Psi star psi dy is, we have seen it is 3y square dy. Therefore, it is 3y cube by 0.35 to 0.45. So we have to just find this value. That means we have to find out 0.45 cube minus 0.35 cube. Calculate this value, you get the result. That means 4.8% roughly. So that is the probability of finding the particle within this small range. Another type of problem. So you observe in the previous question, when psi is given, we know everything of psi because y here, what is psi? Psi is supplied as root 3y. Y is the variable. So apart from the variable, everything is known because what is left apart from y, root 3, it is known. It has a certain value. But suppose the question is that now the wave function is given as, say, the wave function now supplied psi x is a particular quantity is supplied as, say, it is ax, okay, for 0 to 1. Psi x equal to ax, where what is x? What is the range of x? X is between 0 to 1. That is supplied. What is meant by that physically? I'll tell you. You have to find the probability of finding the particle, say, between x equals to 0.3 and x equal to 0.7. Okay. So what is given here? A particle is moving. A particle is moving along x direction because psi is a function of x only. So particle is moving along x direction. And it is also said that psi x equal to x for this range only. Suppose this point is 0, this point is 1, then particle must be found within this region. In other words, psi x equals to 0 elsewhere. That means in this region, any region outside 0 to 1, psi x is 0. What does that mean? That means particle cannot be found there. It is given. That particle cannot be found anywhere else. Particle must be found between 0 to 1. Okay. As in the previous lecture, I was talking that if I am restricted, that I cannot go beyond India, then you need not to find me anywhere else apart from India. So when you try to find out the probability of finding me, then you need not to look for me outside India because I'm restricted in India. So here also the particle is restricted between 0 to 1. So outside this range, it is impossible to find that particle. Therefore, when we try to find out the total probability, then you need not to consider minus infinity plus infinity. Because we already know the particle will be found between 0 to 1. Okay. So what this information is required. Why? Why do you need it? Because ultimately the question is find the probability. And to find the probability, what we need to do? We need to find out the psi star psi dx, integrate it between 0.3 to 0.7, just like the previous question. Just like the previous question. We need to find out psi star psi dx between the range. So here, the range is 0.3 to 0.7. That means actually we need to find out integration 0.3 to 0.7 psi star psi dx. But if I directly put it, you observe what would be that integration? The integration will be 0.3 to 0.7. Let me write it here. It should be written as like this, 0.3 to 0.7. Psi star psi. What will be psi star psi? A square x square dx, because there is no imaginary quantity here. So it will be same, psi star should be same as psi. Therefore, it is a square x square dx. So we need to find it out. Now you observe a. What is the value of a? We do not know. We do not know the value of a. Therefore, when we get this calculation, what we get? We will get some value which will come from x square integration multiplied with a square. But we do not know a. Therefore, the probability I am saying will be in terms of a. That is meaningless. That is meaningless because probability must be a value between 0 to 1. I cannot represent it by a square, a, b, c, etc. I need a value, a certain value. Therefore, the first thing for this type of problem is to evaluate the value. So whenever in any problem you observe that psi contains, that means the wave function contains any quantity like a, b, c, x, etc., which is not known to you, then find the value first. Then you need to find the value first. How will you do that? For that, this information is given that particle must be found between 0 to 1, so that we can use the condition of normalization. What was the condition of normalization? Condition of normalization tells us that psi star psi dx within minus infinity to plus infinity should be 1. Particle must be found within this universe. But here I need not to use minus infinity to plus infinity because I already know particle is restricted between 0 to 1. So this is our condition of normalization in this case. And why it is called condition of normalization? Because as I told you that if some quantity like a is in the wave function, then we can find it out so that the wave function become normalized. So how will you find it out? So put it 0 to 1, psi star psi will be a square x square dx. This equals to 1. A square, what will be the integration? X cube by 3, limit 0 to 1 equals to 1. So it is nothing but a square into 1 by 3 equals to 1. That gives us a square equal to 3. Now the value of a is known to you. Therefore, you can start finding out the probability of finding the particle. So probability of finding the particle. So probability of finding the particle, what will be that probability? What is the range given? 0.3 to 0.7. Therefore, it is psi star psi. So I'm writing directly a square x square dx. A square is known, so put the value. So it is 3.3 to 0.7 x square dx. That you require actually. So if you do this, it will be, what will be the x square integration? X cube by 3. Now range is 0.3 to 0.7. So what you have to do now? 0.7 cube minus 0.3 cube. You need to estimate this value to get the final answer. Okay, that means 31.6% probability of finding the particle. Not a bad one. So this is the way you need to find out the probability of finding the particle within a certain range. So if you observe, if all the quantities of psi is known like this, then you need not use condition of normalization. But if some quantity is supplied in wave function which is unknown, then you need to find that unknown quantity first. And how will you do that? You can use the condition of normalization, which is nothing but that total probability must be unity. That concept. You need to use that concept to find out any constant so that the wave function becomes normalized. Then you use the condition for probability measurement. So next you need to find out the probability by just using the integration with the range with psi dash psi dx or dy dz, whatever. So this is the way.